Hi, good morning. This is Trading Bitcoin. It is Tone and I today, and let's jump right into it. Obviously, I am watching your live chat today. Tone, how goes it?
Hey Leah, going good. Got a little bit of rest yesterday after doing an insane number of videos over the first couple of days of this, my only week off before going to Europe. I actually have two more videos to film after this. I think one of them will stream live, but I'm not. Oh, actually, no, I think neither of them will stream live, but they'll stream eventually. I still haven't seen my appearance on Max Kaiser that got released the other day, and we'll see. Barely trying to keep up with it all, but it's good. It's good. Let's jump right into the price. Unless
Wait,
you have more.
Tone,
Yeah.
the new one on Max Kaiser?
Yeah, the one from Washington D.C. That one came out. I haven't seen it yet.
Nice.
I hope I sounded smart.
Well, you did. I was there. It was
All
awesome. It was awesome. All right, let's do it.
right, let me take out the live chat. You had a couple of questions that you sent over for me from our last video. So just I'll try and get back to those as well. So just feel free to ask those. Okay, so let me organize this and that, and here we go. This is like the earliest we've jumped onto price ever, probably. Um, hold on, let me get this out of the way. There we go. Okay. The workshops are coming along. 10 seats left in Madrid. That's beautiful. A few more people registered. And so that should be really, really good. We have Amsterdam coming up as well, September 30th. Now, hey guys, for Australia, there is more cities in Australia, right? My website only displays the first 6. So those of you in Sydney don't have to travel, right? If you go to full schedule, you will see Sydney and you will see Brisbane. So I will be in other parts of Australia as well. So don't feel like you have to register for Melbourne if you live in Sydney, because I will be in Sydney as well. So please be mindful of that. Maybe we'll expand this page to have 3 more up there, but sometimes I only have less than 6 planned out. So that's kind of...
Hey, Tone.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. You're good.
Color? Am I in color?
Now you are. Yep. It looks
excellent. The affiliate page will be worked around. We're gonna try and put up a store, like a clothing store, because I have so many other t-shirts that I like and stuff. So this is gonna revamp a little bit, but hey, if you guys like my work and want to keep supporting my work, you have all of these affiliates. And for you Amazon shoppers out there, please check out the Amazon suggestions of my electronics, but also if you do any shopping, that's how you can support my work, by clicking on any one of these and then do your Amazon shopping. Since this is a Trading Bitcoin show, I have to point out the Learn Educational section, and please read over section 6, and then you will not ask me any questions on what the hell are those numbers above and below the candles. So that will set you up for at least a basic understanding of what that's all about. The conference in Vegas is coming. I'm working on building out the website, and everything should be announced probably within a week, and you'll be able to start registering for some parts, and then other parts, hey, it's my first conference, I still trying to figure out what I'm doing. So but keep the end of January open if you plan to come to the Tone Vase organized Bitcoin Maximalist Conference. Still got to reach out to a bunch of people, see who I can get to speak, which is easier said than done. All right, price. Here is the monthly chart. The monthly chart still looks exactly the same to me as it did in 2014. I have not yet seen that much of a difference. When would I start to get, optimistic about the monthly chart of Bitcoin? It's very, very simple. I will start to get optimistic when we get a monthly close above this blue Fibonacci line, which will also be above the trend line. If we continue to go down substantially to 5,000, I can then become bullish of the monthly line, at a lower point in time. Now, keep in mind, back in 2014, the price initially bounced off the 30-month moving average. We still have not even come close to touching the 30-month moving average. Now, in about 2 days, this picture is going to look very different because we're going to roll over into one additional month. So this 30-month moving average is going to move up quite a bit. If you simply go back 30 candles, let me see if I can do this quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this 30-month moving average goes all the way back to the beginning of 2016. So that means every month you are taking out, like next month, we're going to take out like $400 from this average. And we're going to add, wherever we open on, I don't know, Saturday, which is like $7,000. So that's a drastic effect. And then the following month is going to happen again. So this 30-month moving average is actually going to be moving up very, very quickly here. And I say in about 2 months, this will probably be at almost $5,000 because it's going to move up quickly. So you can do the math yourself. So you can almost estimate, what this moving average is, right? You know where it is right now. It's at $4,000, right? So, so it's as if you have 30 numbers of $4,000, and then you remove one of the $4,000 numbers, and well, actually, no, you do it the other way. A little more complicated than that. I was going to give you like a simple way to do it, but maybe I shouldn't do live math on the air. So you have a 4,000 average. You have to drop 300 from that, add 7,000 to that, and then average it out again. All right, and you'll see what happens. So anyway, yeah. So that's still very bearish. The hyperwave, again, my interpretation of the hyperwave, I know me and Tyler debated this a little bit, and I don't know. I honestly don't know which way is the best way to draw it right now. All I do know is that you're still under your line 7, and therefore, as long as we stay under line 7, more downside is expected. The stop and reverse points plus the Bollinger Bands. This isn't telling you anything, right? It's telling you that you are still bearish and your bullish, your flip overs are so far away that there's really not much to think about it, right? If you compare it to the last time you were in a similar position, you were, in this vicinity here, mid-April, or in this vicinity here, mid-May. So you are sitting under the middle Bollinger Band. You are sitting under the stop and reverse points. This is just generally bearish without any useful targets. Let's go to my favorite and most useful chart, which is the weekly candles, the weekly cleaned up candles. You are currently on a red 4 of 9. The week is going to roll over in a couple of days. There is a high probability that next week will give you a bullish price flip, because in order for next week to give you a red 5 of 9, that week has to close below 6,300. The current price is 6,850. Is it possible to close next week below 6,300? If we do, the $5,000 target will be imminent. It will literally be imminent. That means you are once again breaking the bottom of the triangle. You can't establish support for this long without it breaking. Just think about it the other way. If the all-time high is being hit for the 5th time, we're going to break out with a vengeance to the upside. So if support is being hit for the 5th time, you're going to break down with a vengeance, because eventually the hodlers at this price are going to get frustrated. And when they get frustrated, they're going to sell. And they're going to sell in a pretty significant way all at once. Okay, you will not even know what hits you. Now, a lot of people have pointed to my answer to the question yesterday. Can we break down? That was the, I wish you know what? I wish I had someone to like cut out me answering that question and post it as a standalone video. The question was in yesterday's video, can we break down with over leveraged shorts? And the answer is yes, we can. As long as those shorts make money, but the big boys, the big hedge fund players that have been buying up Bitcoin, if they're the ones that suffer. So as long as there is a greater number of people that got hurt from a move than the number of people that benefited from a move, it's completely reasonable from a trader, ecosystem perspective that is designed to make you lose money. Just like a casino is designed to make you lose money, the trading ecosystem is designed to make you lose money. Only those that are prepared, those that are smart, those that are experienced will continuously make money in the stock market, just like a professional poker player or gambler in general. Otherwise, you're going to lose. So right here, we are pulling back, but this is not enough for me to assume a safe bearish trade. Now, the weekly still says there is an opportunity to move all the way to 7,500, but with the recent pullback over the last 24 hours, that is becoming more and more unlikely. When would I become confident in a trade? Notice I say a trade. I will become confident in a short trade if over the next 7 to 10 days, we slowly weed ourselves down to the $6,300 area. In a perfect world, you would have your bullish price flip next week, then a bearish price flip the week after. And then the week of September 17th, you break down below 62.50 on a red weekly 2, below a red weekly 3, along with a red daily 2 below a red daily 1. That would create the perfect short trade. Would it be better if we move all the way to 7,500 and then bleed our way down to 7,200? The answer is yes, but we're probably not going to get it. Here's the daily chart. Man, I want to see that 9. I do not want to see us fall anymore. I want to see a 9 show up even for a minute at midnight. So in order for us to get a 9, you got to go back to the 5 candle. This right here, this right here should be your 5 candle. So it's gonna be hard. If this is your 5 candle, right? Because that's a 7, 6, 5. That's your 5 candle. Your 5 candle closed at 69.09. So you would need a price flip after 8 p.m. Eastern time today, and that price needs to be above 6,910. That's what I would need to print a 9. Now, in order to hold the 9, we would have to be above that price by in about 30 hours from now. Okay, 36 hours from now, we would need to be above that price. But we'll see if that happens. But I just want to see a 9 printed. Like, I would be perfectly happy with claiming that the indicator was useful and it helped you if this happens. This is why my code shows you where a 9 was, even though it didn't close on a 9, giving you that extra confidence. Hey, this thing is ready to go all the way down. So this is what we will see as long as we have a single trade taking place on Bitfinex above 6,909 after 8 p.m. Eastern tonight. So I will certainly be keeping an eye on that. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Indicators aren't perfect. So I'm looking at this daily chart and we're reversed on a 7. Now, I've been talking about this the last 2 days. While the daily chart was optimistic for a few more days of upside, it ran into a big challenge off of the 12-hour, 9. Momentum was just running out. So you got caught with a combination of the 9 sell and the setup trend line. So there you go. And we reversed. We had a price flip. And guess what this is? The 12-hour chart for a mechanical trader of only this indicator. As of an hour or so ago, your 12-hour red 2 started trading below a 12-hour red 1. And that is a shorting opportunity if this is your time frame and this indicator is your primary means of trading. The MACD is getting close to a crossover. I will admit that the CMF is still very, very positive and bullish. The RSI is not looking too hot right now and has got plenty of room to the upside. I will also say that the volume on this pullback is not scary. This is the kind of volume you want to see when you think it's only a short-term 1 to 4 day correction after the 9 or 1 to 4 candle correction after the 9 before more upside. You are sitting in that 4th candle. So I would not go very big on this trade. You still have a chance to bounce tomorrow. This is not the perfect top. The perfect top would have been if the daily lined up with the 12-hour, 4-hour, and 1 hour. And the weekly is pretty neutral right now. Here's that 4-hour. The 4-hour also gave you a nice 9 around the same time as the 12-hour, inside the 12-hour. And let's see how that goes. Now, if you were a mechanical trader of this indicator, as you can see, you had a 9, you did nothing, and then boom, a red 2 below a red 1. That is your mechanical short. Let's just, you know what, since I accidentally opened the oscillators, OBV is now going negative. The CMF on the 4-hour is now certainly telling you to be careful. It's about to go into the red. The MACD has crossed over and is now telling you that it's negative. The RSI has continued to go down with plenty of room, is negative. Every single one of the 4 oscillators on that screen is telling you not to be long and potentially be short. The sequential system told you to go short this asset as of midnight UTC time last night. Sorry, as of noon UTC time last night. Where would I have set my initial stop loss? Actually, I gotta do it this way. My initial stop loss would have been set above the swing high. That's how I trade. You don't have to trade that way. Now, would I have lowered my stop loss to break even when I was up big? Not big, but when I was up in the beginning? I have no idea. Maybe, maybe not, right? If I had set my stop loss after I was up in the trade to break even, I would have been stopped out. If I'm the type of trader that goes to cash whenever I have a price flip like this, even if it's below my stop loss, I would be in cash again. If I did go to cash, when would I get back into the short trade? Either upon the break of new lows or upon a red 2 trading below a red 1. Either way, the 4-hour chart screams you should be short Bitcoin right now on that time scale. Remember, all higher time frames have over trumped the lower time frames. The 4-hour time frame telling you that you should have been short for the last 24 hours, but if you keep getting nervous, you can re-enter those short trades. These are the trades you enter where you are immediately profitable. And then if you get scared, take the break evens. There's nothing wrong with, having a break even trade 20 trades in a row. Can't lose what you can't put in the middle. Okay. I'm sure most of you remember what movie that just came from. Leah? Movie buff?
Say that one again.
You can't lose what you don't put in the middle.
Oh, Molly's Game, I bet. That's my guess.
No, but it was a different poker movie about 10 years earlier.
10 years earlier. Really? I would have been 18 years old.
Rated movies.
I would have been just at 18 years old. So no, I have no idea which one.
Rounders.
I didn't see it.
They didn't see Rounders?
No.
All right, you have a homework assignment.
More homework assignments. All right.
You have a homework assignment. Everybody else has a homework assignment to see Molly's game. You have a homework assignment to see Rounders.
Oh man. And you spoke with Molly on
I
stage.
did. I was on a panel with Molly. Molly is absolutely awesome. I got to reach out to her. Molly's the best.
That's awesome. All right.
All right, let's move on. The 1 hour chart. How did the 1 hour chart get you into a trade? Well, this is where I love the fact that I notify people when they have 9s that don't stick like 9s. And if you look, your CMF is now negative, which is bearish. Your OBV is near the lows, which is bearish. Let's zoom in. Boom, there's your 913 sell. The following candle is already a red 2 below a red 1. So therefore, your short play, if you are trading this indicator exclusively, would be a beautiful right there. No matter how incompetent you are at stop losses, you can't screw this one up, okay? Your initial stop loss is above the highs, and it never got hit, never even came close. Even if you set a break-even stop loss, it should not have been hit. Now, when should you have taken your profit? Well, if you're the kind of trader that got scared because of all these price flips, I can't believe this made it to a 6 without going anywhere near your entry, but it did. So if you took some profit here, well, where's your short re-entry? Well, boom, right there on a red 2 below a red 1. That's also a good double down situation, which I don't normally recommend, okay? Now, wait, let me do this. Now, what else do we see here as, general trading guideline? Well, even if you went short the second time around, here, there's no way in hell your stop loss should have been hit, no matter how incompetent you are at setting stop losses. You got a 9. You got a 9 on the hourly, holding the setup trend line. Is this a good time to take some of your profit if you are trading the hourly candles? The answer is probably yes. Now, when would you get back into the short trade? I personally, even if I took all my profit right here off the 9 or the following candle, I would be in somewhere in this vicinity. I would be back on the short trade. Now, I understand that in order to do all this, you can't actually sleep, which is why I am not a fan of trading Bitcoin, because I like to sleep and I like to do other stuff. But some of you don't sleep. Again, yeah, you've been busy lately.
I'm so tired.
And this is where you're back in the short trade. You have a red 2 below a red 1, below the 9 or close enough to the low of the 9, and breaking setup trend line. I mean, these are 4 things from this one indicator alone that are telling you to be short. Plus, this 9 didn't lead to any correction, clearly a continuation 9, and the 4 hour is telling you to be bearish. The 12 hour is telling you to be bearish. The daily is about to flip over. So again, as safe of a trade as you can make, other than the fact that it's a short trade, which are generally more dangerous. You're in the middle of a cloud. You're about to get out of the cloud. For those that are wondering what the cloud parameters are, I got these parameters from Nick_Core, and here are the parameters of this cloud. He's done the research. He believes these are the right parameters of the cloud. I am not an expert in the cloud, so therefore I just continue to keep it on the chart. Okay, final Bitcoin chart, and the shorts have just ticked up. I just saw it. I hope you guys saw the little tick. So the shorts continue to go up. Oh, I'm sorry, the shorts went down. This is the calls. This is the call put ratio equivalent, which is the leverage longs divided by leverage shorts. So because this thing ticked up, actually the number of shorts has gone down. You are now at a reasonable ratio. It looks like even though the price is going down, people are getting scared to short it, which is a beautiful setup for continued downside. If every time I click on this chart every morning, I see this thing tick up, I'm going to be more bearish. So because I clicked on this chart and I got an uptick in more leverage longs than leverage shorts. We are now above the one line. So we have slightly more leverage longs than we do leverage shorts. This is a beautiful environment for the continuation of the downsides. So the shorts have dropped substantially. I can pull up the shorts and the longs on this hourly chart. Oh, not actually, let's go to the 4-hour chart. I can pull up the longs and the shorts, and you can see a huge drop in the shorts, guys. Wow. Now that is absolutely amazing. So even though the leverage shorts started making money, they started taking their profit. Now, clearly, they're not taking enough profit to drive the price back up. And yeah, this is a beautiful setup for more downside. So the leverage shorts, which bothered me all the way here, and that's why I was saying we can easily bounce to 7K, even 7.5K. The current picture of leverage shorts is telling me that we are ready to go down. Now, if you haven't read Ugly Old Goat, you absolutely have to read his articles. And he is still generally bullish, and I have to disagree with him. I will be meeting up with Ugly Old Goat very soon. I don't know if I want to announce something. Maybe he'll text me during the show, or let me text him back as we speak. Nope, he hasn't seen my last message, so I'll just send him another one. When can I announce this? All right. So we'll definitely be doing something soon. But yeah, so read his articles and why he's bullish and I'm not. All right, that's about it for me. The stock market. Oh no, wait, Ethereum, another red candle. Oh God, what a basket case. Not even gonna bother. Dash. Oh, I don't even want to talk about why this is on my screen. Dash is such a scam. And the stock market ticked down a little bit, but we're still at new all-time highs. 9 next week, and then we should probably take a little breather. The daily. Let's look. What's going on? Am I frozen here? Here's the daily. Daily looks good. We hit a 9. We went up, had a crazy candle. No 2 above a 1. So you wait. I think we're gonna pull back. Guys. I think the market just is a little too far up. I think we're gonna pull back, and that's probably my indicator. It is. Okay. So that's it. Leah, let's go over the tipped questions from last video and then whatever they got.
Let's do it. Wow, this is quick. I like it. All right, so let's bring up the euro. And then your thoughts on the euro, and then there's a couple like specific questions on it.
We have the Euro weekly, we have the Euro daily. I think that's enough. I can look at the long term. I probably have the Euro monthly somewhere. Euro monthly. The last time I looked at the Euro monthly was January 2nd. I think it's time to take a look, right?
Yeah, and then definitely weekly.
Yeah, I got those. All right, so here's your Euro monthly. Man, that was a bad call. That is not how we were supposed to start off this year. So the Euro monthly is, well, your MACD has crossed over. Your RSI never made it to overbought. Look at the Euro monthly, guys. From the 2008 top of Euro's heyday of the US crash in the housing market, the Euro has made 1, 2, 3, and now 4 lower swing highs. It has made 1, 2, and equal, and then another lower swing low. Now also notice how prior support became absolutely formidable resistance. This is what I teach in my workshops. Absolutely critical. You draw a best fit line and you draw it. If I can draw it, you know, even thicker. If I can draw it even thicker, I would, but I can't. That's all I got. All right. Absolutely formidable. So what am I waiting on now? I'm now waiting on the euro to come back to this line. And, you know, I might have been early on this arrow, but I'm not wrong. Because sooner or later, the euro will come back to this second blue line. Maybe I should make it a different color. Sooner or later, make it purple. Sooner or later, we're going to come down to this blue line. And now your picture here is going to look exactly like the picture between 2008, between 2009 and 2014. And then once the euro breaks down from this line, it'll go straight to parity and lower, okay? So the euro is not looking good. There is nothing bullish in this chart. Now, do I believe the euro is going to come back and test its all-time lows of 2000 versus the US dollar? My answer is yes, okay? Now, we're already below all the Fibonacci's. Well, that's the 68%. There is one more Fibonacci lurking out there, and that's this one, okay? That Fibonacci is right at $1. Maybe it'll hold it, it'll bounce it back to 106, and then it's all over. So the monthly euro does not look good. We can throw in, wow, it still says my script. This is like the old iteration. I don't know what this is. Okay. Continue. No idea. Let me throw my indicator on. And go to settings. And you know what? I need to make these black and white candles, actually. I'm going to make it this. I'm going to make it this. I'm going to make it that. Background. I'm going to drop that. I'm going to drop that. Drop that. Okay. And for the, to be sensitive to the color blind, we're going to do this. And I guess I need to make my candle thicker. Done. Okay. So there you have it. You have you're in a bear. I mean, the 9 didn't come at the top, which is unfortunate. So hard to time it. And here you go. There it is. That's the long-term view of the euro. Here is the weekly. The weekly bounced. Well, this call was pretty damn good. Right into this orange line. Why does this orange line exist? Well, it's the prior tops. So on a short-term level, we'll probably make a bit of a head and shoulders. I think the euro, look, it made it almost to oversold. The MACD is crossing over. What is this? Eurozone unemployment rate. It's not too bad. Okay. I think it's a short-term bounce. It might have already ended. I think we're going back down. The weekly chart is telling me not to trade this thing right now. Weekly chart's neutral, telling me no trade. There was a short trade on the table that got stopped out. And finally, let's look at the daily. Oh, beautiful. You got a 9 on the daily. That explains it. Yeah, so wait for the price flip, wait for the short play, but you got a reversal candle, a hammer. You got a 9 right there. No wonder it's pulling back. I'm not surprised. Beautiful reversal candle. Didn't happen on a 9, but shit ain't perfect. So, but a beautiful reversal candle on the daily and a decent reversal candle on the weekly in combination. But yeah, I think this 9 is going to be formidable. And I do think this daily 9 can lead to substantial downside, breaking the prior lows. So I would be bearish euro on the daily, neutral on the weekly, and bearish on the monthly. So there's my euro outlook, which is great because we're about to be in Europe next week.
It is really great, actually. All right, you got a tip for another currency question. You want to check out the Swedish krona, which is SEK.
I don't think I've ever done the Swedish krona before.
I've made you do the Swedish krona before, actually.
Hmm?
Or maybe not. We get Swedish krona questions.
I'm assuming the tip came in SEK as well.
That's a good question. Yes. So I think that's like $2 with 50 SEK. That's my guess.
All right, so we're gonna make a copy of the monthly euro. We're gonna make it SEK. No, it's USD SEK, but SEK USD is what I'm gonna put. But I believe SEK is measured in US dollars versus SEK is the general. SEK USD, we're gonna do a monthly one, but actually I'm just gonna do a general one and flip around a bit. I'm also gonna drop the moving averages and I'm gonna put in my triple moving average just so that it's cleaner. Yeah, I know I deleted it. Ah, the delete button's still there. All right, let's change the ticker. So it's I want to see. I guess I can do SEK USD. See what that looks like. No, it should be USD SEK. Yeah, this is what I should be using. I guess it doesn't really matter. Yeah, there you go. This is a much better way to look at it. So let me put in a triple moving average. I know you guys made me specific triple moving averages that I actually need, but I just, you know, if I don't put them in right away, I forget what those are. The good thing is I only have to, you know, do this once and then it's there forever. That's what happens when you ask me something I've never looked at before. Orange and thicker. What were my colors? Purple is the middle one and blue is my long one. Okay, here we go. And not good for the krona. Good if you're gonna travel there. So the dollar is, see, look, the krona is getting to its all-time high of weakness, and you're only on a 5 monthly of 9. So there's potential of 4 more months of pain if you're saving in SEK. And this is a monthly chart. Your RSI still has room. Your MACD just crossed over. If I zoom this out, oh wow, look at that beautiful monthly 9, Leah. Look at that bad. Oh no, it's an 8. Damn it. 9 came the following candle. I mistook and the intersection for the arrow. The 9 came the following candle. Off by 1, off by 1. Damn, the highs are off by 1. The low was good. You got an aggressive 13 here on a monthly scale. Combo and aggressive here, something to pay attention to. Finally, you got your sequential, but it didn't matter at that point. I would expect the Swedish krona to approach new all-time lows against the US dollar. Because look, this is a historic cup and handle. It's a giant cup that took 7 years to make. And now you had a candle that took, 2 years to make, year and a half. So if, I don't know, the socialist model may collapse, I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea what the political structure is over in Sweden. But what I do know is that this is the mother of all cup and handles. That is your cup. That is your cup. Oh yeah, I guess I'll go there. Now, let's do it again. This is your handle. Maybe I'll extend it. That's your handle. What the hell is this target? This is from 5.5. It depends how reasonable you want to be, Let's say 6. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. This is from 6 to 9. So get ready for a 33% devaluation of the Swedish krona. That's what the chart is telling me. I have no clue what's going to happen. All I know is this is how you do technical analysis. So you have a price range from here to here of $3, give or take. So you copy this line, you stick it up here. It's gonna go by no, it'll go by the. You stick it up here. You may break out and pull back, but the point is, get ready for a 33% devaluation of the Swedish krona, and that's what the chart's telling.
So just as a follow-up to this before we move on to some more Bitcoin specific, yeah, I do personally think it's really important, actually, especially in this market. And if you ever see Tyler's tweets recently, they're apocalyptic, on paying attention to your local currencies. Any thoughts on that?
I'm sorry, say that again. I was reading all the complaints about me mentioning that Swedes have a socialist model. Look, I'm sure I've never been to Sweden. I heard amazing things. I know it's awesome, but I also know that your public sector is pretty damn big, and everything is really, really good until it isn't. And your currency chart is telling me you're about to have a problem against the US dollar. It's just about the chart, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know. I know nothing about the political structure in Sweden. All I know is if this was my currency chart, it would scare the shit out of me. And I have not looked at the Swedish krona from a TA perspective ever. Okay. First time in the history of my life. Because I wasn't a currency trader.
Well, actually, as a tiny follow-up for you viewers on that, when I was attending Tone's workshop, I asked him about his views on foreign exchange and arbitrage, and he said it was too boring for him. I do remember that. But no, just a really quick follow-up, high level. What do you think the importance is? I think it's important for everybody in crypto to pay attention to their local currencies, and especially as regards to foreign exchange positions. What are your thoughts?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Bitcoin and Swedish krona is probably going to be an amazing play, right? You really, in order to have a bull market, that bull market has to go up in all currencies. So even if Bitcoin struggles against the dollar, it could do really well against the Swedish krona. You should definitely pay attention to your local currency if it's not the US dollar, because everything is based off of the US dollar. So if your savings are in the US dollars, then it doesn't really matter. But if your savings account and retirement account is in any currency other than the US dollar, you really want to hedge that currency risk, especially if a chart looks like the Swedish krona chart.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, and before really interesting one, actually a perfect follow-up on that. I'm just
Wait,
following
let's
it.
just make sure because again,
Yep.
hey guys, so I am looking at the US dollar in terms of Swedish krona. It's USD SEK. Okay, you are looking at the US dollar in terms of Swedish krona. So right now it's 9 Swedish krona per 1 US dollar. This chart is telling me that I am expecting 12 Swedish krona per every US dollar. So this is the devaluation of the Swedish krona. Okay, that's how you read currency charts. And I was never even a currency trader.
It is interesting also because isn't the ETN from Sweden?
Well, yeah, there is a Bitcoin ETN in Sweden, sure.
Yeah. Okay, and as a last follow-up, someone actually did tip you on your high-level thoughts of specifically trading Forex.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was there a question there?
Yes, and you
I'm
got a
sorry.
tip on this one. High-level thoughts on trading Forex, specifically on, that just high level. What are your thoughts?
Okay, so I was never a Forex trader. So Forex is the only market I've never traded. And commodity options I've never future options on commodity futures I've never traded. I was scared of the leverage. So I've never traded like options on oil because oil futures are so leveraged that trading options on them were even I was scared. And I'm an options trader and a futures trader, right? So I've been an options trader, I've been a futures trader, I've been an equity trader, I've been obviously all ETFs except currency ETFs. The currency markets are the only markets I've never traded. I've traded Bitcoin, I've traded some altcoins in the early days. The only market I've never traded was the currency market. I don't have a reason as to why I never traded it because I was taught to trade equities. And then I was taught to trade equities with options. And there was so much, I had so many things I can trade and I was being profitable trading them. I really did not need to add another asset. And currency is a very leveraged asset. So it's just a market I've never traded. Just like I've never traded penny stocks. There are penny stock traders. I've never traded penny stocks. So I really don't have advice for you if you're a currency trader because I've never traded currencies. All I know is all of the technical analysis tools apply to the currency markets just as well as they apply to the equity markets or futures markets or crypto markets, the liquid ones.
Nice. All right. Let's go back into Bitcoin and the rest of your tips. You got a lot of tips.
Thank you, guys.
5K
Okay,
target.
before you do that, let me just zoom in real quick just to see if there's anything more specific on a weekly scale in the Swedish krona. So the weekly scale, topped on a couple of 9s, which is lovely. See, you have a 9 right there near the high. You have a 9 right there, right at the low. You have a 9 near the swing high. And you had a 9 here, an unperfected 9. And we're now on a 5 of 9, but we're stuck at a bit of a resistance. So on a weekly scale, on a weekly scale, Swedish krona should still devalue. On a daily scale, you hit a 9 and you flattened out. So I still think the devaluation of the Swedish krona is imminent. And by imminent, I mean in the next year or two. Guys, these things take a lot longer than you expect. And then they happen suddenly, like what happened with the Swiss franc.
5K target. Yesterday, you went from 90% to 50% over a day or two's Bitcoin. Although I read Ugly Old Goat article, I don't really get why the change.
I'm sorry, what was at the beginning of that? I went from 90 to 50 in what?
Over a day or two. I'm also going to send it to you.
Yeah, shoot over the question.
It's in our chat here.
Got it. All right, 5K target yesterday, you went from 90% to 50%. I did? No, guys, I still have 90% confidence that we're gonna hit 5,000. I'm still at 90%. Maybe I misspoke, maybe I misphrased it. I still have a 90% confidence level. There's a 9 out of 10 chance that $5,000 will be touched this year. Perhaps what I meant by the 50% mark is that I don't know, I'm 50-50 if 5,000 is going to be the ultimate low, or we're going all the way down to 1,300. Maybe that's what I meant. I don't really remember, but I still have a 90% confidence level that 5,000 is going to get hit. I'm not sure what I meant on the 50% part. Maybe I'll have to rewatch it, but I won't. So rewatch it. My best guess as to what I meant yesterday is that after the 5,000 gets hit, I'm 50-50 on how low we can go after that.
Is there a 3 white soldiers pattern on Bitcoin Weekly? Is this a trend reversal pattern?
I'll stop you right there. I don't care for the 3 white soldier patterns. So
because it sounds racist?
Well, maybe. No, because I just don't care for that pattern. I don't care for 3 candle patterns. Combine it into combine it into a 3-day candle and tell me what you see. So that well, whatever follows the words, 3 white soldiers, it's irrelevant to me. I don't use that in my charting.
Okay. Can you take a look at the monthly Bollinger Bands?
On Bitcoin?
Yes, sir.
Sure. Oops, not what I meant to click. Why? The monthly Bollinger Bands are telling me Bitcoin is going to negative $8,000.
Maybe that was to give us a fun laugh in the morning.
What am I looking at here? Hold on. Upper, bases, upper and lower. So we can make them blue and the bases. Well, I'm assuming bases is that middle line. I don't even know where the hell it is. Oh, that's the red line. What does it look like on here? Blue, red, green. Okay, let me stick to that. Man, I don't want another blue line in the basis line. So let's make that, like, I don't know, hot pink or something. And then upper can be green and lower can be red. Yeah, we're bouncing off the middle line. The problem is your bottom line is in negative territory. So what does that tell? It tells you nothing, right? So we're bouncing off the middle line. We can hold the middle for a while and we'll see what happens. But the middle line is just a 20-month moving average, right? I mean, the Bollinger Band isn't really useful here. And just put the 20-week moving average up and you bounced off the 20-week moving average. That's what the middle Bollinger Band is. So it doesn't really tell me anything. It tells me we bounced off the 20-week moving average.
I understand your 7 to 30 moving average on the weekly chart. I also understand the 50 to 200 moving average on the daily chart, but why back to 7, 30, 50 moving average under 12-hour charts?
I'm not doing that, or am I? Here's my 12-hour chart. No, here's my 12-hour chart. And you are right. I am using the 7, 30, and 50. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I probably just copied my weekly chart and turned it into a 12-hour chart. There really is no need to use the 7, 30, and 50 on a 12-hour chart. I should certainly change those. They don't. No wonder why these moving averages have been totally useless to me on a 12-hour time scale. If I had to like do something, I would probably stick to 50. I would test 50, 128, and 200, the same ones I use on a daily chart, and I'll see if these are way more useful. And like, is it just me, or the two of them not change, or they all change? Yeah, I mean, I may even turn them off. Like there's just nothing here. There's just no. I'm not. I don't know what the. Look, 12-hour charts are new to me. Before, let's say a few months ago, I've never looked at a 12-hour chart in my life, so I have absolutely no historical experience of using moving averages on a 12-hour chart. I have no clue what is good. I have no clue what is bad. All I know is 7, 30, and 50 were kind of useless. And now that I set them to 50, 128, and 200 to match my daily chart, they also look kind of useless to me already. So perhaps it's best not to look at any moving averages on a 12-hour chart. If they don't fit your chart, just don't use them.
All right. I think we have one more chart question, and then you can even take it off. Although, actually, we'll see. Okay. You got a tip for USD Canadian dollar monthly?
Okay. That I should have. Though I am tempted to just rebuild my SEK US dollar monthly. I'm going to put it back to SEK US dollar monthly. Where is it? Here it is. I'm going to put it back to monthly, and that's how I want it saved on a nice long-term scale. Has the SEK only been around since 2008? I can swear when I was working on Wall Street in 2007, we had the SEK. So maybe I didn't use the best of tickers. Maybe I should have used a different ticker with a longer time history, but I already drew all this stuff. So that's really unfortunate. Let me see if there's a longer history if I use, a different ticker. Yeah, this takes me back to 2005. Oh, this is so much cleaner. Oh my God, look at this. Look how this 9 gave me the, oh my God. Look at this monthly chart, Leah. This is beautiful. Look at these 9s. Look at this top call in 2005. Look at this bottom call in 2008. Look at this top call in 2009. Man. All right, I'm going to have to redraw my cup and handle. Is there even a better one? Let me try ICE. Wait, so which one did I use before? Oh, I used this one. Okay, let me try ICE. Let me see if they have a longer history. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll be using this one. See, wow, look at that. Look at that. This is what you analyze. This is how you analyze a currency. Yeah, this is not good for the Swedish krona. Wow, you guys were doing really well back in the 70s. But it's not a clean cup and handle anymore, right? Because why are they so different? Look, in the early 2000s, yeah, you've been higher, so the cup and handle isn't as clean anymore. But you want to use the most accurate charts you have. I really can't see us going anywhere further in this. So this is what I'll be using for the Swedish krona going forward. It's still a giant cup and handle. Way better 9 timing. This is the chart you want to use for the Swedish krona. Okay. So you've been at 10 before, so that's not new territory for you. All right, cool. So I'm going to use the ICE charts. They seem to have the max amount of data. All right, cool. So I'm going to save this. Let's see if I have a Canadian monthly.
Tone, I have 15 minutes as your absolute hard stop max.
Okay, cool. I have Canadian weekly. I don't see Canadian monthly. So great. Let's take a look. I'm gonna copy this one, turn it into Canadian monthly. Make a copy. So Canada, I believe, is I'm gonna write CAD USD, but I think Canada is in US dollars, so it's USD versus SEK versus wait, it's right, it's gonna be USD CAD is the official denomination. There are 4 currencies, guys. There are 4 currencies that are backwards. It's British pound, the euro, the Australian dollar, and New Zealand. Well, they kind of everything's upside down over there. But so those are officially, you know, EUR to the dollar, pound to the dollar, or Aussie dollar to the US dollar, New Zealand dollar to the US dollar. All the other currencies in the world are in the financial sector. On Wall Street, they're all looked at in the opposite way. So it's US dollars in terms of currency X, except those 4. Those 4 are currency X in terms of the US dollar. So we're going straight to the ICE chart because that seems to have the maximum amount of data. Okay. Again, notice the 9 at the high back in 2009. Didn't stick as a 9, but it was a 9. Beautiful reversal candle on a 7 in 2015, 2016. And then you did get your 9 that didn't stick. And this looks absolutely terrible for the Canadian dollar as well, guys. Look, the US dollar is just crushing everything. So, whoa. Talk about party in Canada in 2002 at $1.60 Canadian per US dollar. Man, oh, that's why we were driving into Canada to buy our beer when I was an undergrad in upstate New York. That explains it now. Yeah, so this is not good. The good news is you're not going to hit hyperinflation because you've been to 1.6 before. It doesn't look good. So you're now above the prior swing high. Look at your moving averages have caught up. The moving averages here are 7, 30, and 50, which I like. And you know, you are having lower highs and lower lows, but you are overall on a pullback, and therefore I think Canadian dollar has more weakness in the future. But it's not as clean as the krona.
All right, sir. You can go off screen share for your last ones.
Beautiful.
And you're like with a little bit of haste here. I'm going to put you on the spot. Also, you gave me a homework assignment, which was like the most ridiculous thing ever. But I did, I do know which ones I do want you to cover on the next video. Square, AMD, NVIDIA, Overstock, right? Online retailer that accepts Bitcoin, everybody. Obviously, Riot is an interesting one. They like completely transformed themselves to focus on blockchain tech and investments. Marathon Patent Group, yeah, this is getting interesting, I think. Acquired Global Bit Ventures, right? Is a mining company. And GBTC, your absolute favorite. But well, yeah, especially
also, oh, here's some more homework assignment for you. So the SEC. No. So
I have a job. No.
Nah, no, you don't. So the SEC approved an ETF of publicly traded companies in the blockchain space, right? So is that ETF already trading, or did they just approve for the creation of that ETF?
I thought it was trading.
If it's trading, we can start taking a look at the ETF that combines all of the blockchain related companies.
Go look at other indices too.
And see how that sector is doing.
Well, that's just NASDAQ. We could play around with some other exchanges.
Well, no, I know, but it'll be like on top of your list of publicly traded companies associated to Bitcoin and blockchain, we can also start looking at the ETF that's associated with the sector.
Yeah. All right, sir. You have you have 3 tips and not too many questions. So, we'll just finish you off with all these Forex today. What's your opinion on the strength if the United States dollar, of the United States dollar, does the debt clock worry you?
No, the death clock doesn't worry me at all. If you think the death clock, I mean, look, please name a country that's going to come onto the U.S. soil with their guns to collect on the U.S. debt. Please, I would love to hear this. Please tell me which country is going to come and invade America to get their money back. Like, I'm sorry, guys, the debt does not scare me. However, the unfunded liabilities scare me because, if all of the cops and the firemen and all the other government employees, how many alphabet agencies do we have that are licensed to carry guns? Well, Leah, you should know this, like what, 150?
Alphabet soup of Washington, D.C.
All right. So, if the check on their pensions, healthcare, and salary bounces, that worries me.
Yeah, I would agree with the person in the chat. Maybe China. No, they won't, guys. Maybe, if everything that keeps happening with the Fed, that'll be an interesting situation. Okay.
China's not going to have any public internet soon. They won't even know how to get here without GPS. Like, China is just like shutting down. Like, China is going back to what, like, from what I've seen of China, I was so optimistic about China. I was like, when I was doing these videos like 4 years ago, I was like, you know what? US better watch out. By 2030, China could be the world superpower. But in the last 4 years, I've seen China just go straight up backwards because of their protectionist policies and their new leadership, shutting down the internet. And when people can't learn, they will move. Your smart people will leave. They will go to other countries to start their businesses. So, yeah, there's a reason why the China stock market has been crashing, because you're shutting off your smart people from knowledge, and it doesn't work.
Yeah. And Beijing Dashway, right? Like, I've actually been very, very negative on the Chinese stock market for a while due to their credit issues, but they are undeniably brilliant actually in the way that they did investments. But you are absolutely correct as well. The way that they've handled foreign direct investments in their special economic zones recently is atrocious. But okay, and their housing market's totally going to implode. Okay, you're gonna have fun with these, and I know which one to end you on. All right, I will read this directly. Tip from Brian. Seems to me there is a lot of positive things. Oh boy, guys, I totally can't. Okay, I'll hold your tips for the next one. Seems to me there's a lot of positive things happening fundamentally. Coinbase signing up 50,000 users a day. Although, guys, that was back in 2017.
Yeah, there's no way. Look. Back at that time, back when Coinbase was signing up, what did they say? 50,000 a day?
They were saying that, yeah.
Okay, so if they were signing up 50,000 a day, back at that time, I was getting 1,000 Twitter followers a day. Now I'm getting like 100 Twitter followers a day. Not 1,000, not even 100. I think I'm getting 50 Twitter followers a day. So that means Coinbase is getting, instead of 50,000 a day, maybe 2,000 a day at best.
So, and fundamentally, just to follow up on this question, it seems as if there's a lot of positive things. And if I understand your question correctly, Tipper, yet we're still so bearish with a doubt, like with obviously in a bearish market, and everybody is doubting a rally. So what's your thoughts on this? My brain's not thinking of the word right now.
People's opinions are
contradiction.
People's opinion of the fundamentals of the market are really irrelevant, right? It's all about what the price is doing. And right now, it looks like the price is correcting. It doesn't mean it's going to stay that way, but the price is correcting.
All right, we have a last question for you that you're going to love.
I'm actually pulling up the Norwegian krona. And if there's anything interesting there, I'll say something. So give me 1 second. If there isn't, I'm not going to share screen. So I just got to go to USD, NEK.
The fact that I'm half Norwegian, that's the exciting part.
And OK, sorry. it looks the same as the Swedish krona and the Canadian dollar. A lot of them are going to look the same because they're all versus USD. Yeah, it looks so much like the Canadian dollar to me. Its fate will be very similar to the Norwegian krona.
Last question.
Sorry, its fate will be similar to the Swedish krona.
Okay. With all of your knowledge and expertise, why don't you personally trade Bitcoin more often, perhaps sell at the all-time high and then buy back later?
Oh God, how many times have I answered this question, Lee?
A lot.
So I have multiple reasons. One is Monday I spend 5 to 6 hours on video between my podcasts, people interviewing me interviewing people. Some of them get recorded, released later. So 5 hours of my waking time was spent doing podcasts. Another several hours was spent replying to your questions. Another, several hours was spent preparing. And, I don't go cold to the morning show. I have to read those stories. So I have a full-time job doing content. Imagine if you have a full-time job being a doctor, and then someone, while you're doing surgery, is asking you, how come you don't trade more often? Okay, so let's start there. That's one thing. That's on a short-term level. On a high-term level, my Bitcoin is the definition of off the grid. It's kind of like if you have a bunch of gold bars hidden in a safe, underground, buried, and nobody knows that you have these gold bars, not the government, not your neighbors, not your friends, not your family. And those gold bars are like buried underground. And then someone tells you, why didn't you sell gold at the all-time high? And you're like, well, I would have had to dig them out of the ground. I would have had to then try to sell them somehow, either inform the government that I even have them, or go and sell them for US dollars. Then I have to hide the US dollars, and then I got to do it all over again a couple of months later when I feel the market has turned. This is what my life is like, right? My Bitcoin is in deep cold storage. I plan to hold it there for 10 years. I have no interest in moving it around, because even if I had all that money, which is not that much money, I don't do anything with it. This is my life, guys. I have a 10-year-old car. I couldn't afford a Lambo if I wanted one, and I don't even want one. Okay. My time horizon is different than yours. Deal with it. Just deal with it. Okay. It has nothing to do with my ability to analyze a market. Okay. Just because I sit here and I say the Swedish krona, the chart of the Swedish krona is telling me there will be a 33% devaluation. Why would I place a bet on that? The answer is no, because that's not my job right now. My job isn't to go and become a currency trader after never being a currency trader. Okay. If I see something in the stock market that I've traded my entire life, that gives me a good opportunity, I'll make that trade. I still trade in my 401k, but as far as selling my Bitcoin at the high, I have no reason to. Tyler did. We talked about it. Tyler sold at the high because he has a different job than me. Tyler's job is to manage retirement money, and he sold at the high. My job isn't to manage your retirement money. My job is to manage my money in the safest possible way. And I made the statistically smart decision that what is safest for my Bitcoin 10 years from now is for me not to sell it at this bull run and then rebuy it at the low, because if I get myself in trouble doing that, I won't have any Bitcoin 10 years from now. Okay? So my Bitcoin is buried to the point where I can't even touch it. And trust me, it's not even that much Bitcoin.
Pretty good answer. Plus, I'm not sure everybody understands that actually makes you unbiased, and in other traditional markets, it would be a conflict of interest. So
Right. Well, like
everybody,
right?
it would be illegal.
Right. people think that those that are actually live, those that are actually telling you what they're trading, and that those that are trading and analyzing the asset that they're trading are more biased than I am, right? So this is the trade-off. You can either bitch and complain that Tone talks about an analytics but doesn't trade, or you can look at it as a smart person in that because he doesn't trade the shit that he's analyzing, he's the only unbiased one in the space. It depends how you think about it.
I like when you refer to yourself in third person.
Yes.
All right. On that note, we both have to run. Yes, Tone's been doing loads of interviews. They're really, really good. So you guys should check them out. And Tone, this was fun. Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Leah, for hosting and all the questions.
You want to show your shirt really quickly?
Oh, yeah. It's the BCC shirt. We'll never live that down. It's the official Bitcoin Carnivory Dinner shirt. As of right now, the only way to get these shirts is if you attend a carnivory dinner hosted by Jimmy Song. I need to have these made and shipped because I'm not going to be traveling with a bag full of shirts. I'm already doing that with some hats. Maybe they'll be up for sale one day, but these are the official Bitcoin Carnivory shirts. And I have one for you, Leah, and I will give it to you on the cruise.
Oh my gosh. Yes, for our carnivory dinner.
Yeah, you've hosted a carnivory dinner in DC, so you deserve a shirt.
Oh, thank you, thank you. All right, everyone have fun. Wow, more Chinese. Xie, 再见.
Oh, you're reading that?
No, because it's mean. So I'm not going to read that one, but I will say that
yeah, guys, feel free to comment in the chat in Chinese or Spanish or Hebrew, and Leah will still be able to read those.
Oh boy. No, sometimes they do. Yeah, throw Arabic in. We'll have some fun. All right. Well then, or Russian for Tone. What are you talking about?
Well, I'm terrible at reading Russian. You read Chinese, Arabic, Hebrew, and Spanish better than I read Russian. And I was actually born in that country.
That's absolutely.
It's embarrassing how.
That's fugazi.
It's embarrassing what an idiot I am on this show.
I don't think that's true. Everybody have an awesome day. Thanks for watching.
Oh, there's some Arabic for you.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. First of all, that last one is oh my gosh. Okay. I don't مرحبا كيفك أنا كنت بدرس بالجامعة كيف بعصاي أنا oh my god I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop.
All right. We'll let you be. Hey, so probably a show tomorrow morning, and then I'll be in Europe. So we'll see. The schedule might change a little bit.
All right. Yeah, we will. We'll be on the cruise next week.
All right. Bye, guys. Thank you for sticking with us. We had 1,000 viewers at the close.
Hasta luego.